Hey everybody, how we doing? Welcome back, Breakfast with Buck. For the Christian on the Go, we are still on the Tangible series. Got a question. Anybody ever been on a boat before? Maybe a cruise or sightseeing thing. Usually the captain or the stewards, whatever they're calling it, a boat, they give you a little what to do in an emergency. You know, here's your life vest. On a cruise, they'll tell you what deck to go to. It's all pretty standard in, I guess, nautical industries that you practice these drills, you rehearse these drills. If a storm or you start sinking or whatever, they have to be ready at all times. And so you probably know where I'm going with this. Mark chapter 4, starting at verse 35, Jesus and the disciples hit a storm. They're in the middle of the Sea of Galilee. What's interesting is the Sea of Galilee up there in the northern Israel area is a very unstable weather area. And so storms just can come and go. I kind of think of the Great Lakes as kind of probably a same type of atmospheric disturbance level where they just out of nowhere. And it was not rare. And so the disciples were all fishermen. We know this. So they probably knew when storms would be coming. And so the other thing is it's in the middle of the night, or at least at dark, I would say. I mean, there's no telling. And Jesus is asleep, and it's really funny. It says he's on the stern. Verse 38, he's sleeping on the stern on a cushion. I don't even know why that's on there. I guess that means he's not taking part in the, let's say, the navigation of the boat, maybe, or, maybe he's, I don't know, catching the, that's just the best place to sleep, in the front of the boat. I don't know. Like the back would be where the, I don't know that thing, the wheel or the oar or whatever. The thing that steers the boat, the lever that steers the boat in the back there. And he's on the front. So I guess he's like just not taking part in this sailing expedition. He's like, whatever, fellas. And he had a busy day before that. And so the disciples wake him up with this question when the storm comes, the squall. Do you care if we drown? Part of me is thinking like, you've been on storms before, guys, and you had to find your own way out of there. That's just the cynical side of me. The other side is, bad things happen on that lake. It's a very dangerous place. So, of course, Jesus cares. God cares. Jesus isn't like, oh, no, I don't care about you guys. Because, theoretically, they didn't know his, supremacy or whatever. He could drown, too. So, I guess the real question is, did they care if he drowned? Just throwing that out there. So Jesus woke up and he says, be quiet and be still, and the wind died down. It was completely calm. And Jesus kind of gives them a little lashing. Why are you so afraid? You still have no faith. And then they were terrified. And this is what they said. Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. That is a very interesting way of looking at it, because they woke him up asking him to stop the winds, but not really. Then they're amazed that he can do it. So one of the things I started to consider when I was trying to reconcile those two parts of the story is, if they're experienced fishermen and sailors, part of the, I guess you could say, just being on a boat and the training element is to wake everybody up in a storm. Everybody has a job to do. You tie this down, I get this. I don't know if it had sails. Imagine maybe, this guy does that. It's very rehearsed, I would guess, or at least at best, everybody kind of has a working knowledge of what needs to be done when a squall just in the middle of the night shows up. And part of me is thinking they're saying, Jesus, get in here. We're start bailing water. I don't know. We got to figure this out. And they're kind of surprised that Jesus, rather than getting the water out of the boat or whatever they consider saving the boat, Jesus says, forget it. I'm just going to calm the storm. That's pretty amazing. Think about that in your own life. You ask Jesus to help you, and then you criticize him how he helps you. Isn't that weird? We do that, though. We ask for the rescue, and then we say, this isn't the way you do it. And the other thing I want to throw out there is, our God doesn't need alarm bells or sirens or wake-up calls or attention-grabbing scenarios to know what's going on. I mean, Jesus wasn't like, where'd that come from? Shrubby, he knew what was going on, and maybe I kind of get it. It was probably a teaching moment. Maybe, he was sleeping. He wanted to see what they would do. I don't know. The point is, Jesus didn't need to worry about the storm because he controls nature. And so consider that next time you pray to God, first, when I ask for help, am I also telling God how to help me? Am I directing God? Like he's one of the sailors on the boat saying, okay, Jesus, need you to get involved today, and here's the need you to do for us. Or is it more like maybe you're saying, I got to wake Jesus up yet again. There he is again, sleeping one through. Didn't know what's going on. Dear Jesus, storms of life are normal in this world. Just like in Galilee, it happens. It probably happened a lot there. In our lives, we can have ups and downs too. If we're asking for you to save us, let us accept your salvation. And let us not panic, but learn to have faith in you. Amen. All right, folks, that is it for this edition. A little longer, I get it, but I think it's a good story. All right, until next time.